stands for teaching, E stands for educating, and A stands for bringing awareness. And that's exactly what we are doing. Somebody put me in B flat because I feel like I'm about to go there. Oh, I feel my hip coming up. All right, y'all. I'm not sure why this is still playing. Um, is it still playing? Is it still playing? Okay, so maybe it was just playing in my thing. Okay. All right, you guys. So welcome to tonight's episode of the Majorette Tea. I am your host, Lady Jazz, where T stands for teaching, E stands for educating, and A stands for bringing awareness, and that's exactly what we do. If you guys are just coming onto the live, and this is your guys' first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, to you guys, if you can, please hit that share button and also hit that reminder because we want to make sure that you guys stay up on all the latest news in the Majorette community. Now, there were several things that has been going on this past weekend. There was a competition that took place in Alabama. I got several complaints about from several coaches about the question the validity of the judges panel and people basically stating that the people were not qualified to sit on the judges panel. And then we have had another issue that has came about, and then we have had a third issue that obviously Coach D has wanted to basically come on and express her concerns about what is taking place. Then now this concern with Diana, I don't know what exactly it is because this is going to be new to me. So I guess you guys are getting the exclusive because it's something that she just felt like that she wanted to feel like it was important for you guys to know and for it to be discussed. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on now. Diana is actually currently getting her due done. So she's not going to be on camera, but she will be on the stream live. At her now. Hey Diana, what's going on, lady?
Not nothing. Sleepy, tired. My voice is
I
gone
know
from
you've been
cheering
on
the
the
kids
run.
on.
You've been
Yeah.
on the run. So kind of give us because this is new to me. I don't even know what's going on. So kind of give me what's going on. Give me a rundown of what's going on.
Well, it's not even an issue anymore because after I did my live, the coach of the team, he said he just responded and he said he's in the comments, he's there, and I wanted him to come on as well so that he and I and you as his name is Mr. Reginald Lamont, so that the three of us can have a conversation to show how conflict in the majorette community that could be a great resolution once there's a conversation that is had, because a lot of times when things happen at these competitions we don't realize that we set off triggers in the room to other people, whether it is mental, emotional distress, whether it is a bullying issue, whatever it is, there's issues that we all face in the community. And with me trying to help the community grow, it's really important that conflict resolution be a major part of how we deal with things. We always see, we hear the negative side of competitions and we hear all that stuff, but where is the resolution on the back end of it? Does that make
Yeah.
sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the event there was no issues at the event. Event was very well organized. It was very, very well ran. The security was there. The DJ was great. Trophies were great. Judges panel was awesome. It was extremely organized. The only issue we had was that some crazy person pulled the doggone fire alarm and we had to go outside. But outside of that, there was no issues. And even with the fire alarm, we might have been outside 10 minutes and was back
Okay.
in and kept going. So there were no issues. The only issue that I have with or had, because I don't have this issue anymore now that we have an understanding as to where the issue was that whenever the dancing dolls go compete places, the dancing dolls are there as a competitor to compete in the event. Bring It is not there. Bring It is not there. There are no TV cameras. There are none of the above. So when the dolls are participating in these events, they should be treated just like any other team. And
Right.
I feel like we're treated as such from the judges panel as well as everybody else. But my issue comes in when these teams forget that there are other people there outside of just us. So the problem came in with one, there was somebody there. There was a team there, Mr. Reginald's team that was there, and they had on a DD4L t-shirt during their field show. I didn't see it because I don't watch the other teams when they compete. I'm in the back with my own kids. I didn't know what was going on. One of the parents sent it to one of my parents helping in the back, and they showed it to me. And I said, well, what does this mean? Maybe they're doing an homage or like a shout out. I said, hell, I don't know, and I don't care. It didn't really bother me. But it wasn't until the minis did their stand battle that there was, they said there was a tie between the minis. They said that we won one round, they won another round, and the final round they couldn't decide because both teams messed up. And our minis, that last 8 count came in early and they did mess up. So the judges couldn't decide. Well, okay, that's cool. They said, well, let's do a captain's battle. Now, mind you, Jasmine, my team in Atlanta and Birmingham, these are newer kids. I'm rebuilding and rebranding. We don't have a lot of vets on our team. So they're not used to the stand battle call out rounds or whatever. So we had to figure out who was going to do what. Who's going to do what? Okay, cool. This one of our little ones said that she would do it. She's not afraid. All right, let's go. So she goes out there to perform. I come out the side door where I was, the DJ was there. So I come out and I said, okay, well, oh, they already started. I didn't realize what was even going on. They were in the middle doing rock, paper, scissors, but I said, why the hell they both got on red? Now, one time, I'm like, well, they did have on jerseys when they did stand battle. Maybe that's what it's for. I was confused. But anyway, when I stepped back and I saw the host speaking to the gentleman about the shirt, because I told him, I said, there's no reason for them to have on anything that says DD4L. They're not DD4L, but Jasmine, we sell merch. They could, again, it could have been an homage. I'm not knowing what it's for. But then I heard him say, well, when you get done dancing, take the shirt off and throw it on the ground. I said, oh, okay. Now I know which direction we're going with this, but I was confused as to what was the point. So once the stand battle was done, the young lady did exactly what her coach asked her to do. Now, mind you, again, the coach and I have had this conversation. Kids are gonna only do what they are told to do. A lot of times these kids don't go no further, no left or right unless their coaches are telling them to. And she did exactly what she was told to do, but it wasn't what she did that bothered me. It was what came after. There was another dancer from the team that came out and stomped on the shirt. Now, Jasmine, this is where the triggers hit in for me. My issues were because I've seen this before. I've seen it before on Bring It. And I remember during the time, and I'm not going to speak exactly to the episode because it's still very much so hurtful to people that were involved. But during that time when that happened, I know how my kids felt in that moment. And I really know what was like mentally going on. There was a lot going on when that happened. And mind you, I got a new set of kids. They're not on TV. They haven't been exposed to any other crazy from the show. So they were confused. I looked across the room and my kids were sitting to the right of the judges panel. And I looked at their faces and it was the shock from the older ones. But the little ones looked like, oh my God, they mad at us. But why? It was confusion. Because again, we don't expose our kids to that. We don't talk to them about that kind of stuff. And plus, I just didn't expect it. It caught me off guard. So not only was it that, but I also remember an episode where Kayla was felt like she was not physically, what's the word I'm looking for, mentally attacked by her size on one of the episodes, and it kind of took her out of the game. So it was two different things that hit me at once. And I did everything that I could to try to get this little girl's attention to make sure that she didn't fall victim to either one. So nonetheless, that was where my attitude came in. It wasn't about a tie because I could care less. People win, people lose. And like I tell my kids all the time, trophies are made out of plastic and none of it's real gold. I can buy you a trophy. I don't care. You win with grace, you lose with grace. You got to be able to give an ass whooping. You want to give one, you got to take one. So it is what it is. But that wasn't my issue. My issue was only the disrespect to my brand. That's it. That's all. Now, since my live and before, now that we're here talking, I did invite Mr. Reginald because I do want him to be able to have the opportunity to be able to speak. Because on my live, it was just me. But he and I were able to have a conversation in the comments. He was in the comments talking and I was responding, and he and I were talking back and forth. But he and I were able to come to a great resolution, and he understands where I was coming from, and I understand where he was coming from. And we both basically told me the words, we just understand each other, basically. And he apologized for what happened. I told him I just hate that any of it went in that direction, because to me, it just diminished what that baby was doing, because that baby had done such a great job. She didn't need the rest of it. Because my conversation this morning in Majorette University was just why is all the extra needed? Like all the extra is not needed.
Okay.
So that was the gist of it.
And I'm gonna be honest on my opinion. That's why I've steered away from stand battle and kept it strictly for HBCU because and this is just me. This is just my
Mhm.
personal thing. Like I feel as though where are we taking these girls? You know what I'm saying? Like what is the goal? What to me, my whole thing is everybody should be pushing these girls if you could possibly can to go to a black college to be able to learn on a different level something of what you're doing. You know, when you bring in the HBCU dances and you do camps and stuff like that, like why are y'all going through this? Why y'all taking them through camps? I really personally stand battle's okay, but then when you do regular battle stand battle, it's like it's a lot of repetitive versus when you go to and see a HBCU stand, it's very elegant poised. It's very seldom you're not going to see anybody cutting a fool or stomping on shirts. It's just it's a respect thing.
But
I
I
don't
do think that though, Jasmine, we can have both. I believe in the community enough to, and I really feel that if there's standards set in place and we all understand how to respect one another, we can have a stand battle and
yeah.
and like have fun with the crazy rhetoric and because it's so much energy that goes into a stand
Oh
battle.
yeah.
So if we can do all of that just without any type of disrespect, arguing, fighting, or any of that, I do believe our community can do that. I'm sorry, I guess I'm just an optimist, but I believe that we can have both.
I
I
mean, that's why I
believe
said that's why I said I'm not totally against the idea. However, I just feel as though that it gets too stand battles not it. Like even with on Bring It, for instance, there was a couple episodes that I saw that you actually laughed and like it looked like it was a good time. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that people I don't know if I can say that. I don't think that I think people take stand battle a little bit too seriously.
no, you're right. You're right. Some people do, and it just becomes this situation where it almost feels like you walking into a fight, and it shouldn't feel like that.
Right.
It shouldn't
Right.
feel like that for anybody. And it just, I think that I'm not going to say, I think I know that Bring It created this false narrative of what they expected stand battles to be. And that's just not what it is.
And I think
Stand
that's
battles.
also to go what you said about they feel like if Diana and Dancing Dolls is in the building, they have gotten this whole ordeal like, oh, we might be on TV. They have really looked at what you have really laid the foundation if we want to be honest about it because Majorette was not as big or was not as widely known as it is now, and that is a huge part of because of Diana and because of the dolls and because of what you guys were actually provided the opportunity to show us, and so I think that they look at this, they look at the TV, they're like, okay, Diana's coming. Like I know for a fact if the dance dolls coming to my competition, I know for a fact, yeah, they have been, Diana has been on TV. The dolls have not. These are brand new dolls that we do know of. They're older.
Right.
They,
That's why I
they done
said these
already
are
went
not the girls from the show.
so you have to now look at it like, just like everybody starts over season, Diana's starting over season. So Diana's going to be treated, and the dance is going to be treated like any other team. They're going to be treated like every other, competitor. She paid a registration fee. She's going to be
Yeah.
treated as such. And y'all have
Yeah.
to respect that. Just because she comes does not automatically mean my judge is going to pick them. That's why you have to have the right people, the right time on the right panel.
But then also too, it shouldn't be where you feel like we're your direct competition where you have to solely attack us. Like you
Right.
don't come for us. And even though we already know that that's what it is, you can't change that because when you're one of the best in the room and you have a notable name like we do, people come a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But they don't have to do that. And I think that that's one of the turnoffs for me for competing, period, because I don't want my kids in situations to where they feel in any way that they got to walk into a room and fight their way out of there just because they chose to be a part of the Dancing Dolls. And that is one of the biggest drawbacks for me from letting the kids compete. This is why you don't see them everywhere. It's not about me not wanting to compete. Oh, she's scared to lose. It's not about that because if we show up anywhere, we come in number one. Number two, we train to compete to win. Number three, I study every single team that is listed on every single flyer that's supposed to be there. Number four, I studied the judges panel. So any judges that are going to be there, just like I knew that Jason Hill was going to be at this event from yesterday. Jason is with Loyalty Dance Company. He is hip hop all day through and through. The boy is a performer. So I knew that whatever we did for hip hop, because hip hop was required for Grand Champion, whatever we did, we needed to have it together because this gentleman, hip hop is his thing. We don't do hip hop. So I wasn't finna come up in there slacking. Then you got Miss Janae Harrington, who is technique through and through. She is a
Right.
performer. So I had to make sure that any technical aspects that our girls put out there on the floor, that it was performance ready and the technique was completed correctly. Then you have the other judge from IRS. She's a part of the drill and drumline step world. I needed to make sure that my kids, their creativity on top of their arms and precision needed to be correct. See, I studied all of the judges to understand what I was walking into. And I looked at the other teams. Some of the teams I couldn't find any information on. So with Tyrus being the host, you can ask Tyrus. I said, Tyrus, who are these teams? Who are they? Like,
Mhm.
what do you know about? Because I don't know who they are. So I do it. It's just easier to find us. You can Google us and we're going to pop up. But some teams I didn't know who they are. No disrespect. I didn't. So I had to find out so I knew what my competitors were like. And nothing that Tyrus said to me was negative about anybody. He said these all these teams are pretty good. He said I've heard a lot about a lot of them and I can't wait to see everybody. Like in a discussion. But
Right.
for me, again, the whole point of me wanting to even have the conversation was because initially our conversation was extremely negative. But as the conversation moved forward, we began to have a great conversation and understanding. I said, you know what? Even though we have our resolve, I think it's great still that the conversation is had and that he has the opportunity to speak. I really want that for him because as coaches, if you have an issue, there should be a way to have a conversation. My initial live was not even about their team. It was about the situation. It
Right.
was about emotional and mental triggers. I never mentioned the team name. But then when he came on and started talking, it created a different conversation. As you know, people that follow me, my fan base and my supporters and people that love what I do, they come a little bit differently. And I
Yeah.
just wanted to give him that opportunity because he deserves
Well,
it.
he's actually on. He's backstage right
Oh,
now.
yeah, great.
So I'm gonna bring him on. I just want
Okay.
everybody to clearly, because there's a lot of people that's viewing and there's people that's in the comments section. You guys, let me just kind of point this out too. This is a learning moment. This is something that Diana felt the need to say, I want to bring this awareness to on this platform because she felt like it was important for people to understand how to handle conflict resolution at competition. So you guys handle, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a lot of as we know, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of people out there throwing on shows and they got no business throwing on shows. It's a
Yeah.
lot of people that's throwing on shows. Like I've said time and time again, you guys, there are a lot of people that's throwing on the shows for not the right reasons. A lot of people are throwing on shows just to make a quick buck. A lot of people are not putting in the time, the effort, the energy, the blood, sweat, and tears that we do, that us professionals. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm a professional and I'm a perfectionist because my brand and my name, Diana's brand and her name is everything. And once your brand and your name is tarnished, it is really hard for you to recoup that reputation that you wish you had. It does take time playing on shows. The reason why, and I'm just going to be honest, the reason why we can put on shows and bust our behinds and put on shows back to back is because we know and we've been in this game for quite some time that know. And when you have it, you just have it. Some of these people don't have it. They don't know where to get proper judging from. They
But
don't know.
that's the reason why, not to interrupt you, why I'm doing Majorette University. And within Majorette University, there's a whole section about how to host a competition and what you need to host a great
Right,
competition. And we're going to help them. I really believe that even in the midst of all negativity, there is a silver lining. There is a learning opportunity there. Even with your platform, and I know some people come here for drama and negativity, but it don't have to always be that.
right.
There's an opportunity to have a discussion and show the positive side of Majorette because there's too many people that don't want us around.
They
They
don't.
don't want us to exist. So if they can learn, even if you don't like me, you can still learn from someone, learn how to throw a competition the correct way so that you can be like, because you're right, throwing events are not easy. And Bucker Die has 8 different cities from January to July that we're going to, but I had to learn a system, but I also had to learn from somebody else.
Yeah.
So, but it can be done though.
It very well could be done, and that it's all about it's all about what your planning skills. It takes time planning. It's more than just throwing up a flyer. And people are starting to get into. And I'm gonna let you on, baby, Reginald, with us. But I'm starting to see the slackful flyers again. I'm starting to see the real messy flyers again. They don't show all the information. You
But
got
then that goes to Jasmine. People got to stop supporting those types of events. Like if you know that those types of events are not meeting the standard, and just spending 15, 20, $30 on a flyer, or investing in Canva Pro, because Canva Pro can run, I think it's like 99 for the year or
For
something
the
like
year,
that.
and you can
Like,
make
just
and it looks
invest. Yeah, just don't go. Just don't go to these events if the flyer is not up to par. That means the event is not going to be up to par. And if you know you're brand new, it's like driving. It's like driving, and you don't even have a learner's permit. You've never been behind the wheel of a car, but you just jump behind and start taking off driving. You're gonna kill everybody.
they doing.
People,
I call it. They're doing crash course competitions. That's
yeah, I
doing
hate that.
crash course competitions, and it shows when you. I just got a phone call from two different coaches that attended a competition. I'm not going to say the gentleman's name tonight because she wants to come on with the coaches on Tuesday to discuss it. But they went to the competition and they literally went to the judges and asked them. The judges straight up told them, "We don't have any dance experience. We were just called
Oh wow.
individual to judge because he needed judges, and we said we would do it, and he was going to pay us."
Oh wow.
And so it was a whole food to the point where she sent me screenshots of the screenshot. The screenshot, one of the comments said, "Your music was lame," or "Your music was whack," from a judge.
Well, then it goes back to, again, that's the host's fault, and the host got to do better. But then on top of that as well, it goes back to what I said earlier. As coaches, we have to be conscious of the events that we put our kids in and what we subject ourselves to. You know what your standards are of living just on day to day. You need to treat your kids the same way. If you would not go to that event and put your personal self in it, don't take your kids. Just because it's close doesn't mean it's good. Just because they're offering a cash prize doesn't mean the event is going to be ran
And
properly.
I'm gonna say it right now, if the flyer look a mess, I'm not trusting no cash prize they saying they putting on there. Because if you
Yeah,
can't afford the dog, gonna get a proper flyer, a professional flyer made, or something that looks like it's captive. Your flyer is your first act of your presentation. Your
yeah,
flyer sets the tone for how your competition is going to run and how it's going to be ran. But y'all so eager out there to win a piece of plastic and win a couple of dollars that y'all spend more even going to the show than it's really worth. So how about, and I just had a conversation with the coach. I said, well, that's your fault. I said, you saw the flyer. I said, you heard about this person. I said, that's your fault that you win. I said, now you want to come in, and I said, I'm gonna let you talk. I said, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. We get tired of preaching the same old song and dance time and time again when you guys know better. She came from
mm,
out of, excuse me, I'm gonna be direct. She came from Florida to Alabama, and that's
mm.
not no ride.
It's not a short drive at all. Yeah,
So
but I do think that
what
as
are
we
Reginald
grow,
with us
as
right quick, because I want to hear his side and how you
yes,
guys
please.
are able to handle the resolution, because a lot this is definitely important. So Reginald, I'm gonna bring you on. Sweetie, hello, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you all?
Um,
Hey, you got your hair
What's
down today.
what's up,
so
D?
I
Listen now, when we
and I want to what my this is my well, this is gonna be my first question. What made you guys, when y'all were making up that stand, what made you guys feel like this will be something that would be a prop to use, an appropriate prop to use to go against the dogs?
well, I didn't use it. We used it in a battle round. So, like D had said, once we was done doing the stand battle, they couldn't decide on which one of us to pick. So they end up going and saying, "Well, we're gonna have y'all battle." So we had when they asked us to battle, I'm like, "Damn, what we gonna do, man? We going against the best." You know what I'm saying? And we had already used that shirt for field show. So what it was for me for field show, I'm just like, the reason why I put it out there for field show is just was like, I ain't gonna let them come in here and get us, and they don't know, they're gonna know we here and we want them. You know what I'm saying? That was just kind of my mentality. It really wasn't on no, I wanna put the shirt on and I want beef. No, it was just like they gonna know that we know they here. You know what I'm saying? So it really wasn't no, I didn't have no what's the word I'm kinda looking for? No bad intentions behind doing it, but that's
Mhm.
really kind of how it came off, unfortunately. You know,
Right.
and then when they did the for stands, I did tell my girl, I said, take it off and throw it off. Take it off and throw it off like, this is it. We done with y'all. Kind of that, and that was my mentality of me to tell her how to take off the shirt and throw it.
They're saying they're confused. Y'all. So he's saying he did that in stand battle, not field show.
No, he did it in field show too. He used it in field show at the end.
Yes.
Wait,
So that's
wait.
what he was explaining, Jasmine. He was saying that he used it in field show to basically say,
What type of
we in.
is?
Huh?
What type of field show was this?
What you mean? It wasn't like
Like,
a record.
was it a hip hop majorette field show or was it a HBCU field show? I just want to get clarification.
It was more of a hip hop major field show, not a HBCU.
Okay, and so that was something that you guys did plan when y'all came up with the routine.
Yes, yeah. We did the.
But I guess my question is, what was so you saying your thought process was basically we done with y'all, boom, we done y'all killed it, right?
Yes, basically
Okay.
that was for the stands, the battle round. But for field show, it was more of we see y'all, we want y'all to see us. What's up? So we did the little TikTok viral TikTok thing. Can you record me real quick? So I just had one of my girls right now with the shirt on. Now I'll get somebody else to do it.
Okay, so outside looking in on it, I mean, because are you guys a new team? You guys are pretty new, right?
Yeah, we only been in the team like 2 years.
2 years, okay. I can see how that could come across disrespectful.
Definitely, yes.
I definitely can see that. I'm still trying to kind of figure out where that would have fit into. I mean, a stand battle, maybe, but into a field shot, I still didn't know. Like, because y'all had other teams y'all were competing against. So essentially, what I'm hearing is y'all was pretty much gunning for the Dolls.
Yeah, because the other teams, not to say like this, but the other teams we already done beat before.
Oh, Lord, fix it, Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so not trying to say like, oh, we want them. We did want them, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the only team that was actually in the competition that we had never competed against.
Diana, was this a beginner show?
No. This event that I went to was hosted by Malone Step and Dance Company, Mr. Chris Malone.
Oh, this was the one in Kentucky.
Yes, this was, and Chris, when I say put on an amazing show, it was a great show. It was awesome. I loved it, and I told him that we'll definitely be back next year. We're contemplating coming back. Hopefully, it ain't during the wintertime because, baby, we was freezing. Too damn cold. But outside of that, it was a great event. So, no, it wasn't a new event. I get what he's saying, though, Jasmine. However, just as a veteran in the game, my focus in field show is showing off what my team is doing. I'm not focused on what nobody else, is doing. That wasn't my focus. But I get what he's saying, though. But everybody's vision is different. Everybody has a different vision, and that was his vision. And I respect Reggie's vision for that. I'm not against that. However, if when your team is doing field show palm or whatever else, for me personally, my focus is just on showing the judges my skills for my team. But again, I get that was his vision, though, and everybody has their own vision. So you can't, be mad at somebody for that, though.
So I guess my next question would be this: what did the judges say on your score sheet? I want to know all the juicy details. Blah blah blah. So what was the judges' response from what you did in field show? What was their response on your judges sheet?
I didn't get. I had somebody go and get my score sheets for me. It was just so much going on, so I kind of had left. So I don't have them in front of me, so I'm not really for sure what they said.
You haven't even reviewed the score sheets yet.
No.
This don't hurt my head.
Well, no, I mean it's
no,
again,
Reason why I'm saying because I have never I still don't, and it's not towards Reginald. I want to make sure it is, but it's not. I don't understand the concept of where he was trying. What vision was he trying to go? Like saying, well, he's beat all the other teams, so we're just gonna go for one team. Did y'all win grand champion?
No, Diddy Ford did.
Yeah, we won first place in everything, and we won grand champion. I'm not sure where Reginald,
your safe space will probably try to come from one of them other teams. To be quite honest with you, because baby, I'm like, not that you went and did that. Like it's.
But you gotta think though, Jasmine, and think about it from his perspective. And again, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. From his perspective, if I've competed against all these other teams, and I feel as if the other teams, I know what they're gonna bring. I know how they come in. I've competed against them before. I've won against them before. Here is a new team that I haven't won against. Maybe the strategy was to try to call us out to see how we would react, or to let the judges know that they're not scared, or we not. Well, I'm not sure.
And that's definitely the main.
Y'all can't react to that in the field show. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not. That's why I said I could see him doing something like that in a field show. A stand battle, yes, but in the field show, like, how else would the reaction would have been? Because that's like,
Well,
That's
it was a
definitely,
gimmick though.
and that
but
was
So
it's
definitely why I was at
but
the
it's
end
definitely a teachable
of
moment.
the
He
routine.
it kind of just confused me. Like, I just
say, Jasmine, let him talk, please. What did you say, Reggie? Please,
I
let me
said
hear
that's
you.
why I was definitely kind of at the end of the routine, just like, you know, get somebody else to do it. I don't know how to really explain it, honestly, but it was like D said, to show them we ain't scared. We know y'all here. We know y'all the best, but we here too. What's up?
Right. So I would just say, this is again, Mr. Reggie, for real, for real. That I was not moved. I ain't being funny, but I was not moved. My parents were very confused, and I get what you're trying to say and what you're trying to do. But when you start competing at these larger events and you go up against people like your DMAs, your FRDTs, your DDOCs, your Prancing Tiger Reds, even the damn Divas of Olive Branch, you got to keep the main thing the main thing. If the Shimmering Diamond Dogs are your team, that's who you focus on. You focus on them slaying. You got 5 minutes. Don't use 30 seconds on nobody else. You need every minute because we used every piece of every minute that we were out there on that floor because our field show was 4 minutes and 37 seconds. And if you know anything about DD4L, that's hard as hell because our field show is be 30 minutes. We dance forever. So
so
for me to shorten it, I needed to make sure that it was that and I wasn't going to use my time focus on nobody else. And if I'm being even more honest, I ain't never heard of y'all.
Right.
Tyrus was the one that told me the Shimmering Diamond Dolls has a great following. I said, oh, that's great thing because I'm always looking for newer teams to give bids to Buck or Die because I want people to come and compete, at my events and have
Right.
them experience what we experience. And I've given away bids at competitions that I've judged and
mhm.
those that I've just actually attended. So what's my point? Even when my kids come to compete, I'm coming to compete like against everybody. I want everybody in the room. I
Right.
don't want one. I don't want you to think that Bring It just gave you some false narrative. No, we are who we say we are. We were who we were before Bring It showed up.
Right.
So,
Well,
but
let's,
even during Bring It didn't show y'all all of what we did. Bring It gave y'all a snippet because in real life, them videos that we got, y'all ain't seen even an eighth, an 18th of what we really do. Our choreography, the snippets that Bring It showed y'all, I thank Bring It for that because hallelujah. Because nobody really saw what we really do. Because them stands that was on that floor, out there were stands that we did during Bring It the first and second season. But because then nobody saw them because they never played the whole thing, them shits is deadly. Everybody ain't seen them. But I appreciate that. But I'm just saying this to you, coach, your kids don't need to do all that. Let them focus on themselves because if y'all are in the game for 2 years and y'all have already been doing great, and you got all of this respect and people like follow y'all for real, let's focus on branding you
yeah,
as a coach, your organization, the blue and white. You know what I mean? Let's focus on that. Don't ever give nobody the opportunity to shine on your flow. Because if it's doing your field show, that's your flow. That's
that's
your time. That ain't for
mhm.
nobody else. Not for DD4L, nobody. I don't give a damn. It could have been Janet Jackson. It could have been Beyonce. Beyonce not finna get no shine during DD4L show. This is about my kids. So I'm just saying that to say, coach, I respect you. And just like I respect every other coach that I've ever encountered, the good, bad, or the indifferent. Because people got beef with me. I don't have beef with you because I don't know you. And I'm not being funny, I'm being for real. I really and truly respect the Majorette game so tough to where even during Bring It, I defended us on the episode where they had us at that Abby Lee Miller type event where it was like the professional dance, the clogging, and all of that. They didn't even have a box for Majorette. I had to just create something. And I was pissed and I called it dance discrimination. They didn't play none of what I said because I was going to fuck off. And I'm like, no, y'all gonna put some respect on Majorettes. So,
Right.
coach, with you being new, I would love to have y'all compete in rookies versus vets. So y'all can be a rookie team competing against other rookies. Because truthfully, it wasn't fair for y'all to be competing up against DD4L. DD4L is a powerhouse. And again, being honest, our minis, all the girls that were on the floor, 9 of them were old heads and the rest of them were new. So really and truly, y'all competed against a new team. You ain't compete against them hitters that's been on the team forever. Because them hitters that was on the team forever, they big dogs now.
Right.
Mhm.
They done moved up. So, and that's not shade to y'all because I would never throw shade at anybody. I want to see us be better. I
Right.
really and truly
And with
do.
that, let me take a quick promo break. So you guys, y'all know it's Showtime has a couple events coming up. You guys, save the date, March 11th. I have 6 spots left for the It's Showtime Live at the 50-yard line HBCU edition regional competition that is going to be hosted at Stockbridge High School's football stadium on March the 11th at 12 o'clock noon. You guys, registration is still open, so you can sign up for that. That does qualify you for nationals in Miami. Then after that, immediately following, we will be in Chicago, April 21st to the 22nd with the Windy City Midwest Regionals. That is also a qualifier for nationals in Miami. And then our final show for that season will be live on the Sands Nationals 2023, August 25th through 26th, 2023 at the Hyatt Regency Miami Hotel. You guys can inbox me, ping me, registration info. It is fully open. So you guys are able to register at this time. Now, let me also put this in there because I really have to put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you put out. Ain't that what I say in my thing? You get what you put out. I love this dialogue that we're having, but I'm also going to say this according to these competitions. Y'all make me sick when y'all pay all these high registration fees and go and be messed over. But then when you have quality shows out there that's actually putting in the time, the work, the effort, y'all complain about registration fees and don't want to pay registration fees. You get what you put out.
That's true. That's true.
You
Oh yeah.
get what you put out. I just showed y'all 3 very classy flyers that I paid to get created that through my system. So if you guys, if I can do it, you can do it. If you want the response of a professional and you want people to take you seriously, you got to first take yourself seriously. Ain't nobody about to keep paying y'all for no rah-rah stuff at these competitions. So
Mm.
last minute words, I appreciate the dialogue we had. I think it was definitely needed. And I think it was very, 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 very informative for the major community to understand how to work out uh
Conflict resolution. But I really
conflict.
want to give him a chance though, because you and I both have talked a lot, and I really want to give Reggie an opportunity to really just speak, his piece on the stand at the end, because that was really the topic at hand. It was the taking off of the shirt. And even though the young lady that was dancing, she did not physically stomp on the shirt, and he did not tell that girl to do that. He told her to just take it off and throw it down. I heard that. But at the end, it was another young lady that came behind them and stomped on the shirt, and that's where the problem came in for me. And that's when I said to Reggie, I said, "You're doing too much. That's too much." That was where it became too much for me. And then I'm not sure exactly what he said, but he threw his hand up in my direction and turned around and walked off. And that's what set me off, because I dealt with that with Neva. Child, I'm just not. I dealt with that with her. I dealt with that from some of my parents. And I have a problem with people throwing their hands up, even though he was nowhere near me. You know what I mean? It was just it was the gesture, in itself that made me feel the ways, because as a child, I used to get slapped in the face. When my mom used to put her hand up, I'm finna get whacked. So it's always like a response mechanism, it's a defense mechanism. That's why I was talking about triggers, Reggie, earlier, about different things that happen. And it was just that. And plus, looking over there at my kids, they were just defeated and not really understanding why they hate us. So, Reggie, I just wanted to give you an opportunity, please, if you would, before we get off of here, so nothing is left unsaid. Whatever you need to say in reference to that, let's just make sure that everybody understands, where you're coming from, because you and I, we're good. We're
Right.
good,
Correct.
but I just want you to have the opportunity to speak.
Okay. Thank you so much. So basically, with the I did tell my dancer to take off the shirt at the end. She had on a jersey that we had wore under and throw it. I was like, that was just showing them we done with y'all. It's over. It's a wrap. We ate. You know what I'm saying? That was really my thinking. But however, my dancer coming up and stumping on the jersey, I did not see that till today, because they know one thing I don't play is disrespect. So and I didn't think about the shirt being thrown on the floor as disrespecting my man at that time. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, we done with them, throw it down, forget it. Whoop, whoop. I was running off adrenaline. So
But
however, it
ask you,
was
I-
very
I-
disrespectful
let-
to take her shirt, which has her brand on it, and throw it on the ground. But like I said, I was not thinking about that at that time. So I definitely do apologize for that, because that is something that we should not have done. However, she did state earlier, because one of my parents did ask her what was she, because we after we had the problem, because I got on the live thinking that she was solely talking to us. No, I thought I saw a staff member. I don't have no staff. It's just me, boo. But no, none of our nobody, not an adult, stepped on the shirt. Um, but however, after we solved the problem, it really made me think like, dang, I don't want to ever have this incident happen again. You know what I'm saying? Because like she said, if I go to professional competitions, and one thing that we talked about earlier too was the dancing after the stand is done. I can't stand that. So my girls took it upon themselves this time to actually just dance once the stand was done. And we had talked about that earlier, and she was like, I don't understand it. I can't stand it. It's distasteful. It's like you already did what you needed to do. What are you
So who
still
is
trying to
you
prove?
saying? So you're saying your team started dancing
My
after?
girls, they started to do the death drops and all of that, and I don't know if
So
they just
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. And Reginald is again. This is across the board. Y'all, as coaches and directors, have to have more of a handle on your girls. I'm gonna say this, and
You right.
he hates when I do it because he's like, Jasmine, but I'm gonna do it because I actually seen him do it. Those Montgomery Blazettes from Montgomery, Alabama, do not move without Coach TJ's anything. They will. I have literally seen him in motion at competition where all that man had to do was look at them girls, and the girls click back so quick and they would not move. Y'all have to have more discipline with these girls. It starts at the top. If you can have that type of reaction from your girls, these not even your kids, but they are. If they respect you enough, if they know Coach Reggie is not going to go for that, why do they feel the need to do that?
Cause mine no, baby. We talking
yeah,
30.
because well, before it was started, I told them when y'all was done, it's all what's up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell them to dance. So that's I guess they kind of got it misconstrued with them. I didn't tell y'all to death drop and all of that, but when y'all done, it's throw your hands up, tell them what's up, smack the floor and all of that. But instead they end up dancing. So that was my problem. But after they was done, I definitely tell them what's up, like what's up. But dancing, no, I just don't like it.
Well,
But
everybody.
when you just messed up a stand, when you just killed the stand, you just killed the stand. You ain't got to even do nothing else. And I don't, and I'm agreeing. I don't like all the extra because to me that's a form of taunting.
Mhm.
Even though you're not in their face or you're not, rah rah in their face or you're not crossing the line, that's still a form of y'all done did what y'all had to do.
But then
Why is all
you can
the
go. They can go
necessary?
looked at as if you're still dancing, and if you only have so many 8 counts for that stand, and you go over, now you get disqualified without having to get disqualified because now they said we gave you 20, but you kept dancing. Now you done did 30, and now your team is disqualified because you went over count. It could be that too.
It definitely can. It
Because
definitely
you're still dancing. You're like, your time is up. If the minute says a minute and 30 seconds, equivalent to 90 seconds, should nobody else be moving after y'all done not gonna finish y'all stand? If anybody else is moving, I don't care what it is, y'all done. You're moving, that you're still throwing a stand. You should be rightfully disqualified from the stand battle.
right,
Yeah.
correct.
Still
And
moving.
when we faced Tyverson in my first time out, and we went through that already. We got disqualified from the stand, but I don't think it was because they was dancing. I really kind of don't remember what it was from. Um, with them. But yeah, it was definitely a big situation last night. But however, after you know everything was said and done, we still definitely supported other teams when it came to the placing. They know I don't play it. Y'all gonna clap for everybody. I don't care if y'all mad or whatever. Take it up with God. Y'all gonna clap for everybody, and we walked out of it gracefully.
I'm hearing you, baby, but what I'm saying is, as a director, me being included, I have I my girls are trained. I think every team needs to have that training. All of you guys need to have that training of what does sportsmanship behavior, what is sportsmanship like
Correct.
behavior? What does it mean to have that? Like you guys have to like it's battling is cool, but you lose all the you lose all of your what is the word I'm looking for? You lose all of your credibility once you go over and do extra stuff.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Meaning
That's
that
correct.
it's saying you done if y'all know y'all killed that stand, don't nothing else need to be done. We
Yeah,
just killed
you
it.
need to be hell trying to catch your breath. Be walk
You
back
know,
in line.
Right.
everybody
Correct.
should
Because my girl,
it's done.
my
It's
girls
done. It's
definitely
over with.
was top.
So again, like I said, if I had to give you a takeaway from this dialogue, I would definitely say go and do some more discipline with your girls.
Yes,
So
definitely.
this sort of thing not happen because it very well could have turned for the worse. If you would, it didn't have to be Diana. It could have been at least it could have been one of them other teams at the competition. Their response would have probably or might have been a lot more different than what Diana's response was. It could have
They
ended
would
up.
have went, oh baby, they would have went way left. But because For number one, I am media trained. Okay, I done been on TV and in the midst of all kind of foolishness. I know how to resolve a conflict without taking it left. I know how to control my emotions because what you saw me do was not me. Oh, somebody said, "Oh, she mad because they lost." Let's be clear. I done took ass whooping and I have given them. Okay. I
Right.
never walk around and act any type of way at competitions because I felt like somebody been beat. Plus, number three, I ain't gonna never let a motherfucker see me sweat. If at any point in time I feel like my kids have done something or have lost, you'll never see me walking around acting no ass because that's not me. You have to do something to me for me to react. I don't just react just because I'm not one of those people. So saying all of that to say, if you ever see me upset, trust and believe that somebody has done something. But most of the time, you don't see me saying anything.
Right.
So don't ever think that if the dancing dolls don't win a category or division, that we get upset. You ain't just seen me break not one damn trophy, run out the room, on bring it before, during, after. It's never gonna happen because that's not my forte. It's not that serious to me.
Correct.
So it just needs to be understood, whoever is making recordings and making posts, just be real clear about what you're saying. Because I have no problem, defending my own top. I
Right.
don't do that. I
Oh
don't
yes,
move like that. I don't act like that. I respect everybody. They need to let that bring it shit to keep it
that's
to the
right.
left, to the right, wherever. Just
That's
keep it
right.
to the left because for real, that's not. I don't move like that. I do not move in a manner of negativity, animosity. I don't like it. I
That's right.
don't like it, which is why if you ever saw me, when you saw me, Mr. Reggie, during the competition, where was I? In the back
In the back, yes, you
or
sir.
down in the hall when my kids perform. When they perform, I was gone. You don't see me out there because that's just not me. I used to love to sit and watch and support the other teams, but when I walk by, I get the eyeballs, the glares, the rolling eyes, and the lip smack. Man, I ain't got time for that shit. Cause what you mad for real? Like,
Yeah.
is you mad cause we here? What's tea?
I think that's honestly, nah, I would say that's probably what it is because they already thinking that because DD4L and it's been talked about. Trust me, that you've gone to competitions and they feel like, oh well, we going against Diana. I'm gonna say Augusta was one of them. They felt like
Mm-hmm.
because Diana was treated a certain way and the teams were just thrown to the side, but y'all paid the registration still the same.
No, Diana was treated a certain way because Diana's team is ginormous. We're the size of the country of Africa. So you can't put 100 kids in a room that are only going to hold 20 people.
Now that's
And
true.
they wasn't going to do that. And you know that if a team is coming, we have large teams that come to compete at Bucker Dye. So just like for the one that we just did in Jackson, we rented out a ballroom that was this. We could have put the competition in the ballroom because it was so big. We needed to make sure that our teams had space. We got large teams like Starstruck, like Black Ice that need space. So I
Yeah.
have to make sure that's why I rent these facilities to where the teams have the other side of the room to sit and
Okay.
watch the event, or they got this whole one half of the arena to change clothes and move freely. You cannot put these large teams in small corners and expect for them to continuously come. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that because we got a large team that we should be treated differently. I'm just saying you have to be
But it,
accommodating. It's called being a host.
but yeah, but the other, I'm just saying I'm saying, well, I wasn't there. I'm just saying that's something that was discussed briefly when y'all
Well, if
did go.
anybody got a
You know,
problem with DD4, we'll pull up. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
I do want to say this, y'all, before I go, because I gotta go. But Diane, I definitely appreciate everything that you said today.
Absolutely.
It meant a lot because, like you said, it could have went left, and I'm so glad it didn't. Because, like I said, we came up to each other, we hugged before all the mess had happened,
We did. Mm-hmm.
and so I really, it was just definitely what I did was distasteful, and I didn't think about it until after the fact. And I'm grown, and I commit when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't admit when they're wrong. They
Exactly.
it is what it is, and if she ain't like it, she ain't like it. No, I don't want to leave a bad taste in nobody's mouth because I'm trying to build. So,
And you
um,
will, with the way your team looks, you guys will continue to grow. They will continue. Just do the negative media training, not only with yourself, but also with your parents and
yeah,
with anybody that works with you, because anything that they post can be a negative reflection on you as well. Because my parents know you better not post shit. They
okay,
all know
right,
that.
that's
But
right.
just moving forward, I would love to have you guys at one of the Bucker Dot competitions for our rookies. And now that I'm connected to you, on social media, and I know who you are, I'll send the invite And that event is going to be in Norfolk, Virginia at Norfolk State University. So once I get that information, I'll send that to you. And if you guys are available or can get there, we'd love to have y'all.
Please, please, definitely. I mean, we yesterday I told you I had to tell my girls, I said, sit the fuck down. Y'all, I did because y'all, yeah, they seen y'all pull up. They said to dance. I said, I don't give a fuck if it's the Lord. Sit down. Sit the fuck.
Now
So
wait,
and
if
then
it's Lord, I'm getting up out my seat, honey.
Listen,
But,
so
but
I was,
that's good.
we were so happy to see you guys, and you know, to just go up against you guys and everything. It was awesome, and you gave me some really good pointers earlier that you know, once you got off the phone, me and Sierra talked. Sierra called me and was like, you know what? I really like Diana. I said, well, honey, at this point, you the coach. I said, you talked to her more than I did. I said, so you the coach, honey. This is your team.
So
Or whatever.
but Reggie, can you tell the people where they can follow you out on social media in case they want to invite you to a show?
Okay, y'all can follow. We have a private page, but you can request it. I'm going to actually make us a page, Shimmering Diamond Dies, on Facebook. And if you want to see any videos of us from yesterday or previous competitions, you can go to Shimmering Diamond Dies on Instagram, YouTube, and find a bunch of videos, even from yesterday. Dancing Dies, Diana, y'all was great. Y'all was amazing. And I cannot definitely wait to work with you in the near future. I am signed up in the Majorette University on Facebook.
Yes.
I will be a part of everything. I want to learn so much more. And Jazz, thank you so much for having me on here. And
You welcome.
appreciate you guys. And
You welcome. Well, y'all have a happy holiday and a great new year. We will see you guys in the new year. Again, you guys don't forget to follow Shimmering Diamond Dogs.
Shimmering Diamond Dies. Yes.
Shimmering Diamond. Make sure you guys follow them on social media. Make sure you guys, if you have not joined Majorette University, it is a good group. It is
Yeah.
a well-ran group, a group that doesn't tolerate foolishness. You can't advertise your show in there. It's a strictly educational purpose to prep you guys for Majorette University. It's a lot of good things that are going to be taking place. Me and Diana, as she has stated before, we are working together to get some stuff to better the Majorette community, to make the Majorette community more mainstream. So you never know what's going to be popping out or whatever. You guys, please also make sure that y'all follow the stuff with the follow the events that Diana's doing for Bucket Eye, and also check out It's Showtime. You guys, we are all here to support one another. I am going to make it my business in 2023 to take me a trip to Bucket Eye.
Yes, gal.
In the building because I want to experience it for myself. That's where it starts. People supporting each other. So
That's right.
you guys, it was awesome. Again, happy holidays to everybody. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see y'all next time on another episode of the Majorette Tea.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Jazz.